not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord, holds on Elijah. And I have already said the two dreams, and I'm going to see if I could write that. If not, then we have to listen to two videos or something. But you'll get the dream. But anyway, we started going into from the wicked goes for wickedness. So we're going into the demons. We're going into the fallen angels. Because a lot of people don't understand. The Lord God said, I will send evil angels and let evil angels walk amongst them. So a lot of people don't understand that the Lord God have evil angels walking among us. Yes, He does. So you see a lot of that stuff going on now. Man, people just don't understand what's going on. But I'm telling them truly what's going on. The Lord God has sent evil angels among us though. Now, Elijah, where you finding that, man? You just be saying stuff, it's I'm gonna give it to you. All right, evil angels. Let's see, evil angels. Type in evil angels. So let's see. So people don't understand, man. You got to Psalms chapter 78, verse 8 and 9. Psalms chapter 78, verse 49. Okay. Also, while you're reading that, read all of chapter 78, because chapter 78 it tells you what happened. Why it tells you why there was a cast out and why those troubles came up on them in Egypt. It tells you all that. I'm not going to read the whole thing for you because, God wants you to have knowledge of self and stop depending upon other people. Now, I don't want you to depend upon me. I want to tell you and show you where it's at. It's up to you to go and read it all. Okay. Psalms 78, chapter 70, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Repeat it. Psalms chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. So we know we know that man and woman made it with fallen angels. Man and woman made it with fallen. They had women, fallen angels also. So we know that they made it. Now, so you're gonna say, well, where's that found at in the scripture? How it come up? But a lot of people know that. A lot of people know that they did made it with the fallen angels. A lot of people did know that. So let's go first. We're going to the book of Reuben. Reuben. I know I read Reuben to you. I had. So we're going into the testament of the 12 patriarchs. The testament of the 12 patriarchs. And we're reading Reuben. Okay, so when we're going to start on page 29. We're going to start at the third sentence got number 3 up. For moreover concerning them that the angel of the Lord told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men, and their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their minds by the glance of the eye and instill the poison, and then through the accomplished act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a heartless bearing she beguiles him. Now also you know that would happen to Judah when he after he finished slaying the sheep, and and Tamar was waiting for him. She had been dressed up and everything. He had been drinking a little bit, so he had been drinking a lot really, and so that was happening. So we know that they do that even nowadays. You see everything. And if you listen to one of my other videos, you see that woman, whenever she figured that is her attribute, her graded attribute, where she insinuates that. So that's what she does. Flee therefore fornication, my children, And command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who uses these wiles have been reserved for eternal punishment. So you know these women put all that weave in their hair and makeup and all that. That's what he's telling you about. For thus they allured, well, 6. For thus they allured the watchers who were become For thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. And they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husband. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants, for the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto the heaven. And this is what I tell you, people don't know what is the greatest sin among Israel, among us, what got us into captivity, what put us in slavery, all right? When we go to 4, now it's 4, or I think it's 6. V and 1, I think it's 6. Roman numeral V and 1, I think it's 6. Beware therefore of fornication. If you wish to be pure in mind, guard your sins from every woman, and command the women likewise to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meeting, though the ungodly deed be not wrought, are to them an irreparable disease, and to us a destruction of the Belial, and an eternal reproach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor godliness, and all the jealousy dwelleth in the lust thereof. So, my main point is that the women also was lusting after the fallen angels, as well as the men. The women, both of them, was doing. So that's where, and then also tell you that where the giants came from, and also men of renown. So when you be listening to, I look at this type movie, Jason of the Argonauts, and you be like, ooh, that's good what Hollywood doing, but that's a lie. Those things really happen. All of it might not happen the way they portrayed it, but it did happen. And those men of renown was like they showed. I think the man was named Perseus, and how Zeus came down and made it with Cain's wife and made Perseus. But that was no more than Zeus. Who is Zeus? A fallen angel, the king of the fallen angels. And they just tell you, because Zeus might have been Azazel. One of them, and it came down because God don't commit fornication. God don't do no stupid acts like that and sex sin. God doesn't do that. So that was a fallen angel. Now, so after we got that, so we accomplished that much. So now let's go to because we're into the demons now. We are into them. We're into them. So after the fallen angels, after they had taken that, let's go to Hashir, chapter 4. We listen to Hashir, chapter 4, and we're going down. To. Let's start at chapter 4. In the days of Eli, there was 165 years, and Enoch ascended to heaven. The kings of earth rose and took Methuselah his son and anointed him. They caused him to reign over in the place of his father. Methuselah acted upright in the sight of God and his father Enoch, and he had taught him. And likewise, during the whole life, taught sons of men wisdom, knowledge, and the fear of God. And he did not turn from the good way either to the right or to the left. So that's Enoch. But in latter day Methuselah, the sons of men turned from the Lord. They corrupted the earth. They robbed and plundered each other, and they rebelled against God. They went contrary to. They corrupted their ways and would not listen to the voice of Methuselah, but rebelled against him. So that's that, and this was before the flood. Now I try to tell people that God had destroyed everything, because how I got it, I was listening to one of those Indians, and like I told you, my people, I have that running through me also. But and he was talking about how many times the earth has been destroyed. They call it the distinction. And so now they're in another distinction. And so, man, I said, well, so Lord God had me to study. So it's a difference between you listening to somebody, listen to what they're saying, then you go research and study for yourself and see that these things are happening. So how you find these things happening in the book of Hashim. So that's why I told you to go read the book of Hashim. I'm not going to read everything to you. But I'm going to read some of them. So let's go. So they start praying. The Lord was greatly wroth against them. The Lord continued to destroy the offspring in those days, so that there was neither sowing nor reaping in the earth. So he had destroyed it. So that's, I'm not going to get into all this destruction. So let's go down. Let's go down to, let's go, all right. All right, so I can go down to, let's go down to verse 18, chapter 4, verse 18. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men, took themselves wives. Took themselves wives by force from their husband, according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from cattle of the earth and beasts of the field and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animal one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord God, and saw the whole earth was corrupt, and all flesh had corrupted its ways on earth, and all men and animals. So, like I told you, and I had told you, I said, because a lot of people listen to Pastor Darby, and when they heard Pastor Darby say these things, man, they didn't believe that. They didn't believe that. Then when you start listening to one of my videos, I told them, man, I'm going to get way farther deep in there, and I'm going to get heavy into that, and it's going to be more wicked. Because I know the wickedness of it, because why? The Lord God taught me from the wicked goes for wickedness. And so if I don't teach you anything else, I hope that you will learn that much from me. Okay, but it's up to you. All right, so now let's go again. Hasher, Jasher, Hasher, chapter 4, verse 18. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husband, according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth and the beasts of the fields and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord. And God saw the whole earth, and it was corrupted, for all flesh had corrupted its ways on the earth, and all men and all animals, both of them was corrupted. Now, this is the part I don't like. This part coming up here, I don't like this part at all. But it have to be said. It have to be said. And some people ain't gonna be able to take it. No, they're not. They're not going to take. Because if you love the Lord God, a lot of things you just can't hear, you can't take. And the Lord said, I will blot out man that I created from the face of the earth, yea, man to the birds of the air, together with the cattle and beasts that are in the field. For I repent that I made them. Man, that's a hard pill. That's a hard pill, boy, to hear your Lord God say, I repent that I made them. That's man. I'm just telling you. So anyway, we're gonna go deeper and deeper into it. So now we know that man has started doing the DNA thing, but start mating with them, and we know that they have mixture with them. So that's where that is found at. Okay. Excuse me for a minute, because God repented that he made man, because man hadn't got corrupt and started doing all those things with the fallen angels and gone this way, doing the thing. That's what he has said. Okay, let's go. So that's what was going on. Give me a minute. Max, you have to give me a minute. Why you have to give me a minute? Because I know the hurt of that when the Lord God said that those things had happened. I know that. Know that. All right. Now we're skipping. We're skipping. That's you should know about skipping by now because you're going to those church houses with those preachers and pastors. That's all they do. They skip and give you the choice portion of the word. They give you the choice portion. They don't give you all the little detail. So now let's go to still the same book, Hash, and we're gonna go to Hasher chapter 40, Hasher, well, not tired now. Hasher chapter 7, and we're going to go to verse 46. We're going to start at verse 46. And the earth was of one tongue, and the words of the union. But Nimrod did not go in the ways of the Lord. He was more wicked than all the men that were before him from the days of the flood unto those days. Now we have jumped. Sorry about that. We had jumped till before the flood. Now we're after the flood. So we will Nimrod. He made gods of wood. So these are the things that you are serving. And I don't want to get too deep into that because we're into the demons now. We're into the demons. That's what we're doing. We're already established that man has started making with the animals and making all those different type of beasts. Don't worry about it. We're going to get further into that. But let's go to this now. So we established that. So he made gods, Nimrod. These are the gods that you work. We're going to skip that. We'll skip that. We're going to go to modern. No, we're going to stay right there. He made gods of wood and stone and bowed down there and rebelled against the Lord and taught all his subjects and the people of the earth his wicked ways. Mardon, his son, was more wicked than his father. Mardon. Now you know what martyrdom is? That's the same thing. When they kill them, people say, well, we gonna martyr. He's a martyr now. Well, that's where it's come from. Everything comes from somewhere. Keep telling you that. And everyone that heard of the acts of martyrdom, his son Nimrod was said concerning him, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. Once again, everyone that heard the acts of martyrdom, the son of Nimrod, was said concerning him, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. Therefore, it became a proverb in the whole earth, saying, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. And it was current in the words of men from that time to this. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I skipped that to go down there. We're going to go back over that. But I just wanted to get you to know where martyrdom came from, and from the wicked go from wicked. So when somebody say, he's a martyr, you know that he was wicked. You know that he was wicked because I'm showing it to you. That's Hashar chapter 7, verse 47 and 48. So that's where that comes from. All right, I'm not going to get into Nimrod because we until we're talking about demons. We're talking about demons. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the demons. Now, we're talking about the demons. All right. All right, here we go. Now, we jumping forward. We're jumping forward. See how I did that. Okay, I didn't see how I did that. But, of course, I didn't done all right, here it is. I put it on one page here. Now, we're going to chapter 36, the staff of the flood. Chapter 36, the book of Hasher, Jasher. We're going to chapter 36. And on chapter 36, we're going to start at verse 28. Right. Book of Hasher, chapter 36, verse 28. And the son of Shubal, Alvan, Manahath, Eber, Shepol, Amnon, the son of Zibeon, Ajah, Anna. These was the Anna was found That Anna who found the Yemen in the wilderness was when he fed Asher and Zebon and his father. So now you know where Yemen come from. That's where Yemen come from. Yemen. All right, verse 29. And while he was feeding his father's asses, he led them to the wilderness at a different times to feed them. There was a day that he brought them to one of the desert on the seashore, opposite the wilderness of the people. And while he was feeding them, suddenly a very heavy stone came from the other side of the sea and rested on the asses that was feeding there, and they all stood still. Afterward, about 120 great terrible, see, after about 120 great terrible animals came out from the wilderness at the other side of the sea. They came to the place where the asses were, and they placed themselves there. And those animals from their middle downward were the shape of children of men. From their middle upward, some had the likeness of bears, some the likeness of keepers, with tails behind them from between their shoulders, reaching down to the earth, like the tails of the datch heap. These animals came and mounted and rode on the asses and led them away, and they went away to this day. One of these animals approached Anna, struck him with his tail, and then fled from that place. And when he saw this work, he was greatly afraid of his life, and he fled and escaped to the city. He related his son's brother and all that happened to him, and many went to seek the asses, but could not find him. Anna and his brother went no more to that place from that day on, for they were greatly afraid for their lives. The children of Anna, son of Seir, were Dishon, the sister, Alimabah, and the children of Dishon, and was Hemdan, Ishban, Ethran, Chiran. The children of Ezer were Behan, Zavan, Akan, and the children of Dishon were Uz and Aram. These are the families of the children of Seir, the Horite, according to the dukedom in the land of Seir. So you know where duchess and dukes. It's still the same. Esau and his children lived in the land of Seir, the Horite, and inhabited the land, and they had possession in it and were prolific and multiplied greatly. Jacob and the children and all belonged to them lived with their father Isaac in the land of Canaan, as the Lord commanded Abraham their day. So I'm just telling and showing you that this is not new. The splicing of the DNA, the getting of strange animals and doing acts that are not according to God. So you want to know where that came from, and I'm showing you and telling you where it came from and where it was written down. Yeah, the demons taught them all that. They said, "Oh, now here you go, man. Here you go." You know the demons taught him all that because he said that the demons that the demons had taught him all that. Man, them demons taught them people some wicked stuff. Some wicked stuff they learned from the demons. So who else you think taught them? They didn't know it up on their own. They didn't come to all of a sudden come to mind. You know what I'm going to do? Nope. It didn't come like that. All right, so now we're getting into deep things, deep things. It's just our people don't want to research, and just like I said, I told someone about this, and they talking about how scared they are. Just because you're scared and you don't want to research anything, that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Doesn't mean that you're not going to pay for that. Doesn't mean that it's not going to happen to you. It's happening to you all the time, and you're trying to ignore it. Ignore it. Okay, let's go to the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch, and we're starting at, let me see, the book of Enoch, and we're starting at the 69th chapter. The 69th chapter. I want to make sure that's the 69th chapter. And I got the 12th verse. Let me see, that it might not be the 69th chapter. Wait a minute. It's not the 69th chapter. Let's see. I want to make sure. Now, just give me a minute. That's 11, 12. Well, I guess that is the 69th chapter. Oh, man. All right. 10, 11, 12. 69th chapter, 12th verse. And the fifth was named Kajah. This who showed the children of men all the wicked smiting blows of the spirits and demons, smiting blows of the embryo in the womb, that it may pass away, and the smiting blows of the soul, the bites of the serpent, the smiting blows which are befallen through the midday heat, and the sons of the serpent of Tabor. So now you know who showed them to do the abortion and things. Evil angels. If it showed it right there. So if he's showing the spiting blows off the embryo in the wombs, so you already come on now, come on now. All right, so they had, that was one of the angels, okay. So then they had another angel struck them in pen and paper. So let's see. It's chapter 69. Chapter 69. Enoch chapter 69. After this judgment, I terrified me terribly, because they have shown this to those who dwell on earth. Behold, the names of those angels, first, Simon, second, I'm not going to all of them, but it told them the names of the different fallen angels. And it told them the chiefs of the angels, and it told them what they do and how they do. So when you go to Enoch chapter 69, it tells you about the fallen angel and the things that they taught man to do. They taught man to do. Now we're still in the fallen angels. Now we found out that not only did the fallen male made it what the women on earth, but we also know that the women on earth wanted to mate with the fallen angels. That's what it said. That's what it did. Told you, man. Look, and we haven't really started getting deep into it. All right. So now we know about the fallen angels. We know about the fallen angels. We know about it. It's hard for me to just. It's hard for me just to go in and I really want to teach you really more than what I'm teaching you, but it's not time yet. So you have to be patient and wait till God leads me into telling you the different things about the fallen angels and the fallen demons. Because, all right, here we go. We're going to the Testament of Solomon, page 45, and I think it's the 130th verse. I then, wretched that I am, followed her advice, and the glory of God quite departed from me. And my spirit was darkened, I became a sport of idols and demons. Wherefore I wrote out this testament, that ye who get possession of it may pray and attend to the last things and not the first, so that you may find grace forever and ever. Amen. That's Solomon writing these things to you, so that you may find out. They say, for the glory of God. Solomon wrote these things out so we can know. All right, fallen angels. So let's go into the first demon that Solomon met, and that was Onias. Onias. That's the first demon that Solomon met, was Onias. So how he met Onias was, they had this little boy. And this little boy, Solomon was feeding this little boy. I mean, he was just giving this little boy everything that he had, you know. He was feeding the little boy, and the boy kept on getting weaker and smaller. That's everything he said. And Solomon was paying attention to that, because you know he was you know, a very wise man. So let's see. Okay. Also, let's see. I want to make sure I got it right. So you gotta give me patience. All right. All right. Blessed are God who did give Solomon such authority, glory, thee, and might unto the ages. And behold, when he was in the temple, the city of Jerusalem was being built, the artificer was working thereat. Onias, the demon, came among them toward sunset. And he took away half of the pay of the chief deviser's little boy, and as well as half of his food. He also continued to suck the thumb of his right hand every day. And the child grew thin, although he was very much loved by the king. So you know, King Solomon fed this boy, and he took a liking to the boy, and so him being the king, man, he gave that little boy everything that he needed, everything that he needed. So Cain called the boy one day and questioned him, saying, do I not love thee more than all the artisans who are working in the temple of God? Do I not give thee double wages and double supply of food? How is it that day by day and hour by hour thou growest thinner? Question. Little boy question. Now, I'm doing everything for you, but you like you're on drugs or something. You keep on getting thin. But the child said to the king, I pray thee, O king, listen to that would have befallen all that the child had. After we are released from our work on the temple of God, after sunset, when I lie down to rest, one of the evil demons come and take away from me half of my pay and half of my food. And then also take hold of my right hand, suck my thumb. And lo, my soul is oppressed, and so my body waxed thinner every day. Now, when I Solomon heard this, I entreated the temple of God and prayed with all my soul night and day that the demons might be delivered in my hand, that I might gain authority over him. So that's what he said. Now we're going to skip that part. Skip that part. We're going down. So now we get into it. So we know that there are demons. We established that part. We established that there are demons, and they're in Jerusalem, and they're working around the temple. Let me explain something to you, so you know, and we're gonna get deep in that. And I heard Pastor Dorman speak on this, on how they have these temples and things, and they have these big old stones, and they can't make machinery a day to stack them stones up. And the cut, I've seen it on the History Channel. Now, how these stones are so perfectly cut and fixed together. And then they say, oh, the ancient aliens did it. That would say ancient aliens, but we're going to find out different. All right. So he overjoyed and praised God, because God was now going to deliver the demons into his hand. So he gave this child a ring. He told the child, say, at night when this man comes, say, customary hour, Onias, the fierce demon came like a burning fierce to the pay from the child, to take the prey. But the child, according to the instruction received, the king threw the ring on the chest of the demon, said, King Solomon calls thee hither. And he went at the run, he went off at the run of the king. But the demon cried out loud, crying to the child, why hast thou done this to me? Take the ring off me, and I'll render to thee gold of the earth, and only take this off me and forbear, and lead me away to Solomon. So that's what he did. The demon came and came to Solomon. Came to Solomon. And Solomon rose up from his throne, went outside in the vestibule of the court palace, and there he saw the demons, straightening and trembling. And he said to him, who art thou? And the demon answered, I am called Onias. That's what he said. And said, tell me, O demon, to what zodiac sign thou art subject? And he answered, to the water poor, and those who are consumed with the desire to the noble virgins upon earth. So the age of Aquarius. See, we have the water poor, isn't that Aquarius? Man, they're serving demons. Now, I used to do that too now. Don't think I didn't when I was a young man. Go read those zodiac signs. Demons didn't know. And that's what's wrong with it now. And people doing all those things, they don't know that what they're doing is worshiping demons. And that's why Hollywood keep you with all that in the faith, because you're worshiping demons. So when it's that, we're going to keep going. Keep going. All right. But in case there is no disposition to sleep, I am changing to threefold. Whenever men come to be normed to be enamored by women. So when they come to be enamored, admired, my mistake. So whenever, that's the running joke, admired. So whenever they come to be admired of women, I metamorphosis. I metamorphosis myself into a comely female, and I take hold of the men in their sleep and play with them. And after a while, I again take to my wings and heave me to heavenly regions. Some people say they got a spiritual husband and a spiritual wife. There you go, right there. You see, those things are true, but they just don't know where to find them at. So now I'm telling you where to go find it at. And after a while, again, to take, look, a metamorphosis myself into a comely female, and I take hold of the men in their sleep and play with them. And after a while, again, take my wings and hear me to heaven. And I also appear as a lion, and I commanded by all the demons. I am the offspring of the archangel Uriel, the power of God. I am commanded by all the demons. I am an offspring of Uriel, the power of God. So he'll fallen demon. Fallen. And all the demons have power with him. I am commanded by all the demons. So he just one of them far down in the rank. Now, here we go. I told you a dream about, I'm going to tell it to you again. The other day they had a demon was in the house, and he had took the covers off of me. He just took the covers and put them off me, and I wanted to see which one it was. So I asked the Lord before I called the Lord God. I said, Lord, let me see who he is. And I wanted to see his face, but the Lord God didn't let me see. I looked up there to see his face, and all I could do is get like he was tall, like I told you, 10 or 12 feet tall, and he pulled the covers from over me, but I never get to see how he looked. Now, since that's it, let's go to one day, one night. When I first, when you first get into the Lord God have to let these demons and things come up to you, so you know that you have demons of wicked spirit. That's what he done to the disciples. Not just a disciple, a whole lot of them was casting out demons and doing different things wherever they went at. Okay, so but everywhere we went at, that's what they did. So second. So let's get to it. So this demon. So I told you it was coming around at night. So now we know that it's a hermaphrodite. It can be a man or a woman. So now I'm lying in the bed, and this how she got me. This how it's a she. The Terry is basically a she, because I'm a male. So this how she got me. So one night, man, it was messing with me one night. And boy, I just took it, and while she was mad, I took that hand and I put it in my mouth and I bit it. Wow, boy, you should have heard that thing. what? I didn't even know that I could hurt it. And boy, when that saliva and all that, and that holiness hit that thing in the hand, that thing started screaming. Woo! Please, please, start screaming, let me go, let me go, let me go. Please let me go. And then before I let it go, and I said, I want to let you go. And I said, whenever I call you, you gotta come. And 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 and, and I said, and then she said, yeah, whatever you call me, I'll come. And then I saw it. I saw it, boy, and it was a one-sided face. When you saw the Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis and that little boy, and then it showed that woman with one side of her face burnt up. That was a demon. That was they showing you. They were showing you that demon. Now you don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you what they showed. They showed you that demon. So when they did that, when she showed me herself, one of the side of her face was burnt up. So I'm having compassion. I'm having compassion. So if you see somebody burnt up and God put that compassion, and you're gonna humble yourself and gonna have compassion. Then you try to look beyond that burnt to see what's really going on with them. So, but she hadn't got me now. I'm telling you, she hadn't got me for my compassion. She hadn't got me. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna let you go. And so whenever I call you, come. She said, yeah, whenever you call me, she comes. And so I named her Beauty. So the next day, might not have been the next day, but a little while after that, I see this man running for his life, and now I stopped the car, and see that he was in distress and what was going on. And so he started telling me about he was in the house fighting with the demons on Sunday morning. And how he was in the house fighting with the demons, and his foot, both of his feet was, but like 30-degree burns or whatever would burn. So where when you burnt up and the skin is off your flesh, and that the skin be burnt off. And all you can do is see the white. So yeah, both his feet was like that, and he was swelled up. And so I started talking to say, man, what happened to you like that? I said, man, you don't know, right? I was in there fighting with them demons, and he wanted that. He really enjoyed that. So I asked him, me and him started talking and everything. So I wanted to know if he wanted me to cast out the demons, to help him. But he got real indignant, and he let me know he didn't want me to do that. But he says he made a comment about said, yeah, what about you and Beauty? That's what he said. Just like, but what about you and Beauty? Just like that. And then I heard the demon say, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because they know. The time is coming. It's not time yet, but the time is coming. So I went on. So probably the same week. So that Sabbath, I was going to this church out in Kenner. So next thing you know, they have this woman and this man standing at the church door asking me about a funeral at some other church. And I said, man, I don't know no other church having no funeral or nothing like that. But there was the two demons. Now, they never come inside the church. They just stood on outside the church. And they was talking to the head deacon. And basically was talking to him, but they wanted to see me. I know they wanted to see me. So, but I said, I don't know nothing about that. No, they have no funeral. They got a church up there, church there, like that. But really, that what they was doing. So I didn't say nothing. I just left. So I got other more stories about demons to tell you about, but as we go along. So, so I saw in heaven, heard the name of the archangels, prayed and glorified God, the Lord of earth. And I sealed the demon set him at work cutting stones, that he might cut the stones in the temple which lying along the shore and had been brought by the sea of Arabia. But he fearful of the iron continued said to me, I pray thee, King Saul, let me go free, and I'll bring you all the demons. And as he was not willing to be subject to me, I prayed to Archangel Uriel to come and to scare me. And forward beheld Archangel Uriel coming down to me from the heavens. So I told you many times, I seen the heaven open up and those holy angels coming down to me. But anyway, back to the demons. So now, you see, the demon set him to work as demon and set him to work as at stone cutting. So that's what he did. So that's when you see these temples and things that were built in Egypt. You know Egypt was dealing with the demons. And Jerusalem, and you wonder how these things happen because in other places in the world. So you know that these demons was cutting stone. Now you know where they come. It wasn't no ancient alien. It was no ancient alien. It was demons that was doing that. Okay. So now we know that demon. And the angel bade the whales of the sea to come out their bits and cast his destiny upon the ground, and that the destiny made a subject to him a great demon, and they command the great demon, and behold, Onias to cut stones at the temple, and accordingly I saw him glorify the God of heaven and the maker of earth, and he bid Onias to come with his destiny, and I gave him the seal, saying, away with thee, and bring hither the prince of all the demons. So now, he bring the prince of all the demons. Stop it right there. There's not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. And I'm Elijah until a few minutes. Until next time.